I'm Mike Turner, and today I want to talk about buying maybe your first, or maybe not your first, but maybe your kind of like first professional style camera. And you don't have a huge budget. You're trying to save some money. So, how do you do that? Well, you buy used. That is the best way to buy a camera for the first time, in my opinion. Buy one that's used because it's good for multiple reasons. One, you're gonna get more for your money because it is a used camera. You might get lenses, you might get bags, you might get whatever, but you're gonna save money doing it. But in a way, you kind of help out the environment too. Let's stop like making more junk to get thrown out later on. So today we're gonna go to eBay and we're gonna find a bunch of good deals on some cameras that I've owned in the past that I know are very good, some that I haven't, but just some things for you to take a look at and say, okay, yeah, maybe this might work for my purposes, for maybe shooting YouTube videos, maybe you're doing nature videos, wildlife videos, maybe you want to get into shooting weddings or other types of live events, maybe you want to shoot a short film. Many of the cameras I'm going to show you can do these things. So let's go to eBay. Let's get started right now. All right, so here we are on eBay, and the first camera I want to take a look at is the Canon M6. All right, so here's the Canon M6. Now, be careful because you could get the Mark II version or you could get the Mark I. The Mark II version is going to shoot in 4K. That's why it costs a little bit more. There's probably some other additional things that it does. But we're trying to save money right now. So we're looking at the Mark I version, something like this one right here. Or check this out, even right here. Boom. Now, this one is going for $325. And this particular camera is 24 megapixels. It happens to come with the 15 to 45 millimeter lens. Of course, every camera you look at might not come with a lens, but this one does. For $325, you buy this and you're pretty much all set. You have everything you need. You can shoot in HD with this up to 60 frames per second. A really nice camera, capable of shooting really nice video and pictures. The screen on it doesn't show you here, but that screen should flip up towards you. Does not flip out to the side, but it does flip up. Very nice camera. And I'm just going to pop a QR code on the screen for that one. Here it is right here. So if you're watching on TV, you could scan that and it will take you to this exact search. And if you're interested in this camera, you can go ahead and purchase. Now let's move on to a similar camera, also made by Canon. And that's the Canon M50. Again, there's a Mark II version for this as well, but you're going to be looking for the Mark I version. And as you can see, this one is a little bit more money, but not by much. Coming with the lens, you got one here for $474. You got one here for $364. What else we got? Ooh, $420. Looks like it comes with a lot of stuff too. Let's click on this one. So this one also comes with some microphones. So you're going to get the Rode Wireless Go 2. Very popular wireless mic setup that a lot of people like to use. So you get that with it. You see that this one also comes with the lens, the strap. I'm sure it's coming with batteries and everything else you need with it too. Yes, comes with the battery. And this particular camera, it's a slight upgrade from the M6 because one, you can see here has a screen that flips out to the side and towards you, which is nice for shooting these kind of videos like YouTube videos or really anything. So it's nice having that flexibility. But this one also can shoot in 4K. But be mindful that the 4K shooting mode in this one, it crops in quite a bit. I used to own this camera. There's some videos on my channel that talk about it. You could probably see examples of what I'm talking about if you search my channel for the Canon M50 and you'll see those videos. But this was an excellent camera. And just let's stay on the fact that this is an M series camera. So just like the previous M6, they use M series lenses from Canon. that wasn't a very popular lens, and Canon didn't make a lot of M series lenses, but the beauty of this camera is you can buy an adapter, a very cheap adapter. I mean, it might cost like 20 bucks. There's even videos on my channel about that. And those will allow you to put on the Canon EFS and EF lenses. So EFS were the lenses made for the APS-C style DSLR cameras from Canon. And then EF was the DSLR full frame cameras. So, I mean, this is probably hundreds of lenses that you can get for this camera. So you could get as creative as you want, because you could just buy whatever. You could buy prime lenses, zoom lenses, lenses with image stabilization or without, all kinds of lenses, man. You could buy whatever you want and hook it up to this camera. So a very flexible camera, very good camera. And you can see here right now, you could do 420 or your best offer. So just offer whatever you want. And I'm just going to pop up a little QR code for this one as well. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and scan that with your phone if you're watching on TV. And if you're watching on your computer or on your mobile device, there will be affiliate links down below that you can click on that will take you to this search, and you can go ahead and purchase. And by the way, if you did purchase something, just realize that I'm probably going to get a little, not probably, I will get a commission for that. It won't cost you any extra, but it just helps the channel. So, you know, consider doing that for me. Thank you very much. But moving on, let's close this out. Let's move on to the Panasonic. Oh, no. Before we go Panasonic, let's go Sony. How about the Sony A6300? And here, the A6300, you see it costs a little bit more money for this one. Let's see what we got. Let's scroll down and just see what's being offered. Here's one body only for $425. Ooh. This one comes with a 28-70 lens for $480. Let's check that one out. Looks like it's in good condition. Not bad. Let's just see if there's anything wrong with it. No, seems to be good. So let me give you the rundown on the A6300. Currently, I own the A6600, which is like a few generations ahead of this one. But I love the camera. And with the A6300, it's similar in the fact that it can shoot 4K video. So that M50 that we looked at, that can shoot 4K. But this one shoots better 4K because it's taking the image from 6K and scaling it down to 4K. So you're getting a lot of resolution and clarity in the image. This one also has a flip screen. As you can see, this screen can flip up. Actually, I don't think this one flips up towards you. I think it just flips up like that. So you're missing that part of it. But an excellent camera for image quality. Also has a headphone jack just like the other two. The autofocus in this camera is spectacular. So like really high quality autofocus. And by the way, the previous two also have really good autofocus. So you really can't miss with autofocus with any of these cameras yet. They're really high quality autofocus. And this is just a really good 4K shooting camera. And that's 4K 30. It does not do 4K 60. But there's nothing that we're going to look at today. You're going to be hard pressed to find something under $500 that does 4K 60. Kind of hard to find. But excellent camera. So let me just pop up the QR code for that as well. There it is. And as you're getting that, let's move on to the Panasonic G7. Because since we're talking about 4K, you can't talk about 4K and not mention the Panasonic G7. Now this one, as you can see, is a lot less money because this is micro four thirds. So the image sensor is a little bit smaller. So basically, what does that mean? That means achieving a shallow depth of field, which is blurring your background, is a little harder to do, but it's not impossible with micro four thirds, not at all. The other thing with micro four thirds is you can buy the native micro four thirds lenses, or you could put an adapter on this for Nikon or Canon, and you can adapt those lenses on here. You can even buy what they call a speed booster, and that will give you more shallow depth of field, believe it or not. It increases the light going to the camera, so then it allows you to get like a more shallow depth of field and have better low light performance with the camera. So you can do that with this particular body. And like I said, it also shoots 4K. Also has a variable angle flip screen, as you can see here. This one is 279, but it says has a loose screen door. That might not matter. So it might be something to check out. This one's 210, coming with the kit lens. Well, that's the starting price. It's probably gonna get a little higher than that. This one's 275 with no lens. I mean, so you can be shooting some high quality video for a very, very inexpensive price with the G7. Let me just pop that up on the screen. I think this is G7, yes. So you have a lot of options there. Now, moving on from the G7, we're going to move on to something that is similar. We're going to change the 7 to an 85. Panasonic G85. A lot more money, not a lot more money, but this one's going to cost you more money because it's similar to the G7 where it can shoot in 4K. It also has some cool photo modes in it as well. So very, very, very good for still photography as well. But the big thing with the G85 is it has some of the best, and I'm going to repeat that, it has some of the best image stabilization you will find in a camera. Even though this is an older camera, I don't know when it came out. I don't know, 7 years ago or something, maybe. I don't remember. 6 years ago, I don't remember. But I used to own this one. The image stabilization is amazing. It's built into the camera, so even if your lenses are not image stabilized, it doesn't matter. It's still going to stabilize your prime lens or whatever and get you some amazing video. So you can see here, just scrolling around, you're going to get it for around $500. Sometimes you luck out and you get a good deal on it. Got one here for $450, comes with the 12 to 60 lens. That's not bad. Or you could just, join one of the auctions and see what you find. I mean, this one right here is only $365 without a lens. But just like the G7, you can adapt whatever you want to this. It's pretty amazing. Let me just check the chat real quick. Okay, we're good. All right. And let's move on. Oh, did I pop up the QR code for that? I don't know if I did. Here it is, G85. And like I mentioned, links for all of these searches are going to be down below, so you can click on those if you want. Or you can, if you're watching from TV, you can click on the QR code that you see on the screen right now. But now we're going to move on to something a little different. Let me just see where I'm at here. Let's move to the Sony Zv1. An amazing camera. I actually have that one right here. I'm going to show it to you. Let me get back to me. Here I am. Hello. The Zv1. I've had this thing for so many years. I can't let go of it. I just can't because it's an amazing, amazing camera. So here's some of the headline features. Sorry about that. So here are some of the headline features for the Zv1. It doesn't have an interchangeable lens. It has a lens built in. Some might see that as a disadvantage, but a lot of times I see it as an advantage because you always have your lens with you. You never have to fight to put it on. You're always ready to get the shot. This is basically a 24 to 70 lens. It also has clear image zoom, so you can zoom in a little further than that. And it can shoot 4K. But I mean, it shoots really good 4K. For basically a point and shoot camera, this is quite amazing. Has the variable angle flip screen as well. Touch screen, so touch where you want to focus with this. And here's the crazy thing about it. It has an ND filter built into it, which, how? For something this small, how does it have an ND filter? But it does. And for those who don't know, ND filter is basically like sunglasses for your camera. It just kind of cuts down the light a little bit. So when you're shooting in really bright scenarios outside, you can just hit that button and it just brings down the light a little bit. and just makes your shot a little bit better. Really an amazing camera. And it has image stabilization built into it, and it has a microphone jack, so you can plug in an external mic. But the mic that it comes with is pretty good. If you're close to it, it sounds really good actually. And it comes with like this little furry attachment that will help with wind noise. So it's a really, really nice camera. Zeiss lens. I mean, this is good. So let's go back and check out the pricing on this camera. You can see here there's one for $378. Oh, $49 delivery. Ooh, it's coming from China. It's up there. See what else we got. Here's one for $400. Let me click on that, and then I'm gonna click on this one, and then I'm gonna show you something, because something you got to be mindful of when you're looking at the Zv1s. And I'll get into that in a minute, but I'm just checking out this one to see what it comes with and if everything works. Does not come with the flash, but it has a hot shoe. Yeah, of course it doesn't come with a flash. Yeah, so this one, looks pretty decent. $400, or you could make an offer, so you could probably get it for a little cheaper. But yeah, you could probably get this one from anywhere from like $350 to around $400. Great camera. It really is an amazing camera. I've been very happy with it throughout the years. There's the QR code if you're interested. Links down below as well if you're interested. Really good. Now, oh yeah, and I wanted to give you that tip. All right, so let's get out of this. Let's go back to the search. So look here. Sony Zv1F. Be very careful of the 1F, okay? Let's click on this. The 1F is a little different, and it's hard to tell, but that lens does not zoom in and out. So that is a problem. So you don't have optical zoom anymore. It's just one focal range, and then to zoom, it's digital. Sony does a really good job with digital zoom, but I just rather have the regular Zv1. It's just a better camera. So, do your research, but I prefer the Zv1 original. Now, moving on, the last one that we're going to look at. Let's close this down. Go back up here. This is the Panasonic Fz2500. Now, this one is going to be a little bit bigger than not a little bit. It's going to be a lot bigger than the Zv1. And matter of fact, I had that one too. Let me switch back to me. Here I am. I'll show you them side by side so you can see. Yeah, it's a big difference. But what do you get for that new size? What you're getting is better zoom. So the Zv1 was what I say. I said it was 24 to 70. This is 24 to 480. It's pretty ridiculous. Not only that, it does have another advantage over the Zv1. It has ND filters, but it has 3 stages of ND filters. So you're getting even more ND. And like the Zv1, it has a mic jack, but it also has a headphone jack, so you can monitor your audio. The 4K in here is also very good, like the Zv1. And you also have the variable angle flip screen as well. I will say that the Zv1's autofocus is probably going to be a little bit better than this. And I mean, that's really about it. I mean, they're very similar in what they can do. But if you want a super zoom, you go with this one. Maybe if you want to do wildlife and things like that, this is going to do better for you. But just to mention, I don't know if I mentioned it before, the Zv1 and this camera both have a 1-inch sensor, right? So smaller than the Micro Four Thirds. So like getting a shallow depth of field, a blurry background is a little harder, but it's not impossible. You could do it with both of these cameras. You just got to work for it. Also, the low light performance on both of these cameras is probably not going to be as good as like those first 3 I showed you. but honestly, it's not really that much different from the Micro Four Thirds. I would say the G85 is probably better than both of these, but it's not that different from the G7. But the nice thing about those cameras is you could change the lenses. You can buy like prime lenses that have really big apertures that let in a lot of light, and then you get better low light performance, where you can't do that with these cameras because they have a fixed lens. So it's just something to pay attention to, but still two very, very nice cameras. And really, I guess that really concludes what I showed you. I guess we could go back and take a look at the FZ to see the pricing on it, because we didn't really see all the prices. Here's one that's really priced well. This is $360. It has a little patina on it, right? It doesn't really look new, but sometimes that's not an issue so long as it functions well. Let's see what we got. I don't know. Where's this coming from too? Oh, this is Albania. Oh, that might be a problem because I don't know what the shipping's going to cost on that. But he says everything. He says all the stuff is cosmetic. You know, like it has some cosmetic issues, but everything functions properly. So that would be a really good deal for $360. I feel like the camera is worth that, or probably a bit more. You'll find these from like $350 all the way up to $500 because it's a really amazing camera. It's almost like a GH4, but with the fixed lens. It's kind of what I think of it as. $599. $899 I would not pay for this camera at all. That's too much. $640. Oh, that's in Greece. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep your eyes open. They're kind of rare. I think people buy them and they keep them because they work really well. But yeah, I would say a good price for it, $350 anywhere up to $500. I mean, it's gonna range, unfortunately, because they're kind of rare. So that's just what it is with this camera. But yeah, you should find it for $500 or under. I would say like $450, $350 to $450 is a good price. So let me just pop up a QR code for that one. There you go. And that kind of concludes some of the cameras you can get for $500 or less. If you're new to videography or photography and you're looking for something that's not going to cost you a lot, well, I just showed you some. I'm just curious what you guys think about that. Is there any cameras that I'm missing here? What other ones can someone buy for $500 and less that's going to get them some really, really good high-end results? Because to be honest, you don't need to spend a lot to get high-end results. You don't. So thanks for joining me and checking these cameras out. Hopefully you find that helpful. If you did, make sure you give the video a like. Also, I'm going to put down in the description a link to a solo wedding buyer's guide that I made. So not only if you get into videography are you going to need a camera and a lens, you know, you're going to need some audio equipment, maybe a field recorder, maybe some lights, light stands, tripods, things like that. So I made a whole guide just to get you started so you know what to look for. That will be down in the link below too. So again, thanks for joining me.